that.
Oh, you know, very nice job.
And for those of you on Zoom, when you have questions, please raise your hand. The format will be, we'll take an opening statement from coach, and then we will go to the student athletes. Once we are done with the student athletes, then we will return to questions for coach. So yeah, go ahead.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for being here. The Big Ten, we got a chance to see Commissioner Warren early, and I think he's done an outstanding job for the Big Ten Conference, and what they're doing for women's basketball I'm really, really happy to be a part of this league at this moment in time. We felt like we played really well today. We played a good, very good Penn State team, but I thought we played with a lot of purpose on the offensive end. We shared the basketball very, very well, and we got to the shots that we wanted to get to. So I was really proud of our kids, and I'm really proud of this team, young ladies. I was really proud of them, and I'm just so happy for them because I know how much effort and work they put into this season. And so I'm really happy for them and proud of them.
Thank you, coach. Questions for the student athletes, please.
When you started the game, I thought Robinson did a good job of getting you guys off on the right foot, scoring some points, and then she also distributed the ball. I think that helped you inside. You had a double-double tonight. How important was her getting off, helping you and helping Dickson and everyone else?
Question for Osh Brown.
I think it was very important, especially she helped me get shots at the time. I feel like the first half, they kind of had me a little bit because I was trying to take it off the drive, and at the same time, they was crashing me. So once I realized that, I kind of just what I was doing out there. I think definitely helped out for Shug because she's backing off her. She's going to the hole no matter what. That's her first instinct. So I think she did a good job doing that.
Question, please.
Shug, how about just the way your game has come along recently? 19 in terms of points today. You're nearly a triple-double. What's been the difference for you? You've had a roller coaster season, and now so much has kind of smoothed down. What would you say has been the difference for you that you're noticing?
Question for Shug Dickson.
I think it's just been Coach Eatman been on me a lot about just scoring the basketball, stop getting passing first. So when I get out that mindset, I look to score a little more, and then it opens up for my teammates. So yeah, I think that's been my main focus lately.
Anything? Go ahead.
Coach Eatman, just the defense to hold a great player down like McKenna Maurice, the way you guys have had 3 times this year. Can you describe what that takes? To hold down a great scorer. Sometimes you could do it for a couple games, but third game they're going to get you. And your team was able to hold down, someone that's 7th in the nation in scoring. Describe kind of the work behind the scenes that it takes to be able to do that, to hold someone down that is so explosive.
Question for coach.
Well, the attention to details was important, but I thought that Shug did a great job on her the entire night. I think she was shocked that we gave her the assignment, but I believe in her, and our staff believes in her defense ability. And so she did a great job of staying in front of her. I thought the players who played the other 2 kids, we gapped it very, very well. And when we gapped it, she was trying to get in the lane. I thought we was there, showed her presence. We wanted to have 2 feet inside the lane every time she touched it. And that way Shug could feel comfortable that she could take away the jump shot. And once you take away the jump shot and she had to get to the drive, I thought we was there. I thought they played a great defensive game. They played with great purpose. We kind of made a few adjustments. If you noticed, Ty Singleton was playing a guard. Our 5 players playing a guard tonight to start the game out. And so by us being able to rotate off with our 5, that put a bigger body inside the lane on her. But honestly, Shug did a great job of guarding from the start.
Question for the student athletes.
Sure. Played tonight, it looked like you all found each other really well. You distributed the ball amongst yourselves. Do you think that's the best? You passed the ball to each other all year long?
Question for Shug.
Actually, I really do. When I can find my teammates and I'm scoring the ball, I guess everybody going in a good rhythm. So again, I just been focused on scoring the ball, and when I score, everybody else is going to be open.
Anybody online have a question for the student athletes? Raise your hand if you do. Any additional questions here in the room? Yeah, right here.
Asha, 4 of the last 6 games, over 70 points now. These are all regulation games. Can you put into words just the difference in offensive flow? Let's say for the last 2-3 weeks compared to let's say November, December, when so many new faces are getting to learn it. How does it play out on the court that allows those numbers to go from struggling to get to 52, now you're at 70 decently consistently?
Question for Osh.
I just feel like it's us like coming together, us putting those pieces that Coach Eatman, the rest of the assistant coaches brought together. There's 8 newcomers. Like we was all gonna click in the beginning of the season because the short amount of time in the summer, it's finally clicking now, and this is the perfect time to click. It's not about how you start; it's about how you finish.
We have a question online, please.
Coach Eatman, Sunil Sundaraj from the Everyday Fan Sports. Can you talk about that third quarter, Coach? I think you had a 16-3 run there to break the game wide open. And secondly, you said rebounds. You got rebounded them 54-32, 24 bench points, and second chance opportunities, Coach 11-7. If you can just talk about those categories as well. Thank you.
Well, we'll start with the rebounding. We felt like if we would get 2 people inside the lane every shot, that we had opportunity to get offensive rebounds, because they center did a great job all the season bossing out the first person. But the second rebounder was efficient for us. Can you imagine? Osh was in the high post a lot of times. Can you imagine guard trying to box out Osh in the high post? That's like a no. That's like a win-win for us. And so once we had 2 people inside the lane, it forced the center to guard, box the person out down low. It gave Osh the opportunity to really go uncontested to get second chances because of the fact that there was not guards that was going to stay in front of her. So we showed the kids the film during practice, during shoot around, and we showed them that if they can just get 2 people inside the lane, they're going to get to offensive rebounds. But the third quarter, I thought what we did better, I thought Shug got us into our sets better in the second half. I thought when we came in at halftime, we recognized they was going to play some try-2, they was going to play some zone. We got into one formation and we was able to run offense out of that formation, whether it was a try-2 or whether it was a zone. And when we was able to do that, we felt like we was more efficient. They played with great purpose. They moved the basketball and we got to the spots that we needed to. But that's the biggest thing for us. We was more efficient because we was able to play out of one set.
Any additional questions for the student athletes? If not, we will dismiss them back to the locker room. Seeing none, thank you, ladies.
Thank
I
you.
do want to say this to you all before the student athlete leagues. Because they don't hear me say this enough. These young ladies has worked extremely hard. The time and effort that they put into their craft to get better, it just shows the resilience in them as people, more than basketball players, because they could have quit a long time ago, but they kept their heads down, focused on what they needed to get accomplished. And I'm so happy for them because they're reaping some of the benefits of all that work they put in this entire year.
Thanks, Coach. Ladies, thank you.
Thank you.
We have a question. Do we have a question online? We have a question for Coach online, please.
Mike, go ahead.
Okay, I couldn't figure out where the hand button was. Coach, you have Indiana tomorrow. I think your game earlier in the season against Indiana was canceled, so you haven't played them yet. Have you even looked at their game film yet, or just focused solely on Penn State so far? And then tonight you'll be doing your homework on Indiana.
Well, first of all, Indiana's a great basketball team, and we've seen them because the game was canceled at the last minute. It wasn't canceled like a week in advance. So we went through preparation to get ready for Indiana. So they're great. 1 through 5 can score the basketball. 1 through 5 can handle the basketball. 1 through 5 can pass the basketball. We're going to have our hands full because we're going to have to play with great purpose on the defensive end. And we're going to have to be very efficient on the offensive end. But they're a tremendous basketball team. They're well coached. They have their center back in the game now, back in the flow when she had been out for like a couple of weeks. And when she was out a couple of weeks, they had a couple of freshmen that stepped up and gained valuable minutes. So now they're able to rotate her back into the lineup. And now they got better experience with those 2 young ladies that probably wouldn't have got that much experience if she had still been there. But now they've been able to weather the storm. For them to be a 5th seed, that tells you how great the Big Ten Conference was this season. Because they're one of the top 10 teams in the country.
Question right here for Coach.
Tim, the Big Ten tournament, of course, I gotta ask a question. I'd be remiss if I didn't. How's Vivian doing these days? Because I think anytime you had the Big Ten tournament at Rutgers, you had to think about Vivian. I know it's not about basketball.
Well, she just called. Just got off the phone with her right before we walked in here. She was so proud of the players and so proud of the effort that the coaching staff gave. She's always coached. She's always going to be on top of us to make sure. And she says just the right things at the right time. And she reminded me, she said, don't forget you won the game. You know, celebrate with the team. I know you're going to go back and get your head down, focus on the next team, but realize that you won and that I'm so proud of you. So she's doing terrific. Can't wait till she get back. I'm so happy I can move back over another seat so she can come back. But just thankful for her. She's just a tremendous trailblazer for the Big Ten Conference. Just a wonderful person. And I always tell people she's a better person than she is a basketball coach. So that's her being a person. You know, when she picks up the phone and call you right after the game's over.
Right here, Coach.
Coach, it seemed like once you were like the team was able to break their 2-3 zone and that everything kind of just took off. You could really feel like the energy really kind of sparked. Did you feel like that energy kind of go up another level once the offense was starting to click a little bit more?
Well, the thing that Rutgers has always been, and Coach String has always been proud of, is our defense. To be honest about this team, they need to score to play great defense. In the past, the Rutgers team has always said we're going to rely on our defense, but even if we didn't score, we had enough toughness to go back down on the other end to guard and say we'll get you on this end so we can get a run out. This team needs to score offensively to be good defensively, and that's a change for us. But it's a change that we've embraced. The thing that we tried to do, you got to realize that on their staff is a former Rutgers player, so everything we run they already know. So we tried to change the formations up of things so we could get to the same shots, but we had to try to do it a little bit different. And we went into our spread formation. And our spread formation, we got to the same hits that we would normally get to, but it made us a little bit more unpredictable because they knew every call. Like we called 4-guard, called Scarlett. She's telling her team where to go. But we ran those same patterns, but out of different formations, and we got to the same shots.
Anything additional for Coach, either here in the room or online?
We thank you all for supporting women's basketball, and we're so happy about advancing, and hopefully we can play well tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good luck
Thanks,
tomorrow.
Coach.
Thank you.